Well, hi, Jeff Shore. We've been talking about boldness and about how to exercise that boldness muscle to do the right thing for your company, for yourself, but mostly for your customer by helping them. You can't do that if you are a victim of your own discomfort and if you give in to those discomforts. But here's what's going to happen. When you face a discomfort in the sales process, whether it's making phone calls or dealing with objections or asking for the sale or whatever it happens to be, when you face a discomfort, you will also make a decision. Now, this is inevitable. You can't even help it. Every time I face a discomfort, there's going to be a decision. And the decision on the top level is going to be, am I going to do the bold thing, face down that discomfort, do it anyway, or am I going to yield to that discomfort and find an easy way out? Find an easy, here it is, I got to make some phone calls right now. I got to make some follow-up calls. Oh, I don't like the telephone. I'm uncomfortable along those lines. What are you going to do? Are you going to pound out the calls and do it anyway on the bold side, or are you going to yield to that and say, well, you know what, I got this paperwork to do. I better do that instead. So here's the point, though. Whenever you make this decision, if you choose to yield, I'll tell you what's going to happen next. You have to live with yourself. You still have to sleep at night. You know how we do that? Well, we rationalize. And I call it making up stories. We make up stories as to why giving into that discomfort makes sense to us. So I could look at it and say, for example, when it's time to ask for the order, I could say, well, I'm not a pushy salesperson. People will let me know when they're ready to buy. That's a story that you're telling yourself. Or you might look at it and say, well, with my product, people don't buy on the first visit. That's a story that you're telling yourself. Or if you look at it and you say, well, you know what, I'm more of a let the sale happen. The nose knows when it's a real buyer, so I don't have to close on everybody. That's a story that you're telling yourself. So as you're working on strengthening your boldness muscle, you can really do it in two different ways. You can understand those areas of discomfort and think through the progression, or you can understand your stories. And as you understand those stories that you are making up, now you can identify before you get to the next discomfort. And when that story pops into your brain, you can look at you and go, uh-oh, this is a sign that I'm headed down the wrong path. And the good news is there's still time to change it. You can still go back and do the bold thing. Understand your stories. It'll help you change your mind, and it'll help you change their world.